this week's episode of Vinyl Douche ASMR. If you're into vinyl, if you're into ASMR, come to the right place. Please subscribe if you like. And we're doing a little bit of a pseudo unboxing. I opened this up because I'm a greedy listener. Couldn't wait for the video, but I repackaged it just for these purposes. So let's look inside. This week, we're getting into 1973's Killing Me Softly by Roberta Flack. Now, I've seen different variations. Actually, this might be a variation, because the version I see, this little flap is usually to a piano. Piano here, but this one doesn't have the piano, just Roberta. Sadly, Roberta Flack passed away in February of 2025, but she left behind some fantastic music. Like I said, this album was released in 1973, August 1st to be specific. It was recorded in the Regent Sound studio in New York City. It was also recorded at Atlantic Studios as well. The producer of the album was Joel Dom, and the album did pretty well. Killing Me Softly, the single itself, it reached up to getting different reports. I'm reading one that says reach up to number 3, and then I'm seeing another report that it reached up to number 1. I think, probably should be number 1. But it was nominated for a Grammy but didn't win, lost that year to Stevie Wonder. So the album itself didn't win the Grammy, but okay, so now I'm confirming that yes, Killing Me Softly did hit number 1 of the Billboard Hot 100, and the song itself, not the album, won a Grammy for the Record of the Year. And the other single, Jessie, hit 30 on the Billboard charts. So the album did well. And I think it was her 4th studio album, and it definitely cemented her as a heavy hitter after this. And she wasn't the first person who covered Killing Me Softly. It was composed by Charles Fox and had lyrics by Norman Gimbel. And those lyrics were written by Norman Gimbel with the assistance and the collaboration of Lori Lieberman. And she didn't get writing credits. But she then released, so by the way, this was in 1971. She released a version of the song herself in 1972. And it's been covered by Perry Como, Michael Jackson, and Aretha Franklin. But Roberta Flack really was the first person to make it really popular. And then it was covered again in 1996 by Lauryn Hill, the Fugees. That also reached number 1. And that's the version that I sort of grew up with. Well, I guess I wouldn't say grew up with, but that one came out while I was in high school. This is the one I always had the closest proximity to, I would say. Wasn't that familiar with it beforehand. Like, I wasn't familiar with Roberta Flack's version until after the Fugees version came out. And oddly enough, Roberta Flack was name dropped in a Wu-Tang song on their second album, Killing You Soft Like Roberta Flack, which actually came out around the same time as The Score, which is the Fugees album that Kill Me Softly was on. So, yeah, Roberta was, sort of back in the zeitgeist at that time. So let's see who else worked on the album. Let me see. So we got Eric Gale on guitar, Ron Carter on bass guitar, Grady Tate on drums, Ralph McDonald on congas, percussions, and tambourines, Kermit Moore on cello, Eumir Deodato on string arrangements, and he's a conductor, Alfred Pee-wee Ellis, I think I've heard that name before on this channel, brass arrangements, William Eaton, he's horn arrangements, and Don Sebeski, he's on horn and string arrangements as well. So I'm not finding much information on these variations as far as the cover is concerned, but it's a cool cover. Looks like the song Suzanne album was actually written by Leonard Cohen. That's a cover. It's dedicated to Sam Roland Kirk. Looks like a nice little poem by Roberta. How's this a little bit? Let's see. Alright, let's look inside. Okay. Let's see who we have here. A lot. Got Eric Clapton. This is Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Got Jackson Brown. All in the Family had a record. Okay. Zeppelin 4. That's Rolling Stones, Exile on Main Street. They got just Nash and Crosby album together. Okay. Sonny and Cher. This is crazy. A lot of people on this one. Atlantic Records. Allman Brothers. Alright. This side. It's a Woodstock album. It looks like the movie soundtrack that was edited by Thelma Schoonmaker, and Martin Scorsese worked on this too. Cream. Iron Butterfly. That's the Eagles. There's another Roberta Flack with Donny Hathaway. Derek and the Dominoes. J. Giles Band. The Rascals. I know their name, I don't know their music. Let's see, there's another Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Who's up here? Dr. John. I'm not up on him. Sticky Fingers by Rolling Stones. And this looks like a Stephen Stills album. Alright. I'm gonna try to keep that. Got the Atlantic label. That's pretty cool. Alright, first song is Killing Me Softly, the title track. The second song is Jessie, the second single. followed by No Tears in the End, and number 4 is I'm the Girl. First track on the second side is River, and we got Conversation Love, number 3 is When You Smile, and number 4 is Suzanne, written by Leonard Cohen. Okay, let's try this again. Much better. I'm gonna keep its original. Oh no, it didn't come with this one. But let's use this one. Keep it foggy and old school. Alright. 1973's Killing Me Softly by the great Roberta Flack. Thank you for watching. See you next time.